Peace. Salam Allah. Hotep, peace to the family. I'm your brother in the struggle, brother Minister Alifullah. And today we're going to decipher credit. Now, credit is basically a loan, so I don't really advocate the use of credit. However, when you're living in a capitalist and pluralist system like we are now in the wilderness of North America, and the fiat money or the dollar bill is now worth only 31 cents, it would be extremely prudent and wise of you to invest in building your personal and business credit scores. Now, that does not mean that you get $1,000, $10,000, or $100,000 on your credit card and you just spend it and mess it up. In order to build credit, you gotta use it, but you don't want to overuse it. You never want to use more than 30% of your available credit. No more than 30 cents off $1, $30 out of $100, $300 a month out of $1,000. And at the end of the month, make sure you pay that bill off in full. Don't pay the minimum. The aim and the purpose is to build you up to having perfect credit or having perfect business credit. Now, your perfect credit score may be, say, 760 to 850. Your business perfect credit score may be, say, from a 90 to 100. The highest you can go in business credit is 100. But this is how you move. I'm just speaking in general because we all exist on different economic levels at different periods of time. We may have a little bit of money, no money. 6 months later, we got a little bit of money. A year later, we all right. 2 years later, we broke again. You know what I mean? So I'm just speaking in general, and you could just get in where you fit in. You know what I mean? Basically, if you have no credit, messed up credit, you came home from jail, you don't have no credit, nobody know you, you have credit, but it's real messed up, you know what I mean, because you missed some bills or whatever. What you want to do, you go on like places like CapitalOne.com and you apply for a secured credit card. You're not trying to get a credit card. You're not going to get a credit card. Your score is not good enough. But you can get what's called a secured credit card. If your credit score is 460 or 560, you can get a secured credit card. And basically, they're going to rob you. It's no problem. You're going to make it back in the tail end. All right? This is America. It's a capitalist and pluralist system. You got to pay to play. All right? So don't think you're going to get a movie deal or a record deal or anything like that there, and they're not going to rob you. It's just the way of a capitalist and pluralist system. You know what I mean? It's the one we're living in right now. So, you adapt to survive. You know what I mean? You make things happen instead of sitting around crying about things that's happening to you. You know what I mean? You have to ask yourself, do things happen to you, or do you happen to things to make things happen? You know what I mean? We answer our own prayers. You know what I mean? Jesus, when he was in the garden and he went out to make his prayer, he told Peter and the disciples to take post, to watch while he go and make his prayer. And they fell asleep on post. You know what I mean? And Jesus had to wake Peter and them up. Was like, yo, y'all couldn't even watch us take post. You know what I mean? What he was saying is, you have to watch before prayer. You gotta put the mechanical before the physical. You cannot have good thoughts if you don't breathe good physical air. If you're not able to breathe, you're not going to be able to make your prayers. You know what I mean? It's a balance in the universal order of things. You know what I mean? So when it comes to getting that credit, you want to get you a secured credit card. It's 1,000 cards out there, 1,000 terms and conditions. I'm just generalizing it. You know what I mean? Basically, you you take $300 in cash, or you take a check or money order for $300, and you got cash, you go to the store, get you a money order, get a $300 money order, and you send it to Capital One for a secured credit card. You fill it out right there online, or you could download the application and fill it out with an ink pen at home, or you can even go online, fill out the application and print it out if you got a printer at home, or you could go to the public library. You just save it, send it to your email, go to the library, go into something like Google, open the Google app and go into your Gmail, and you download it, and it'll connect right to the library's printer. You just print it out for like 10 or 15 cents or 25 cents. All right, so it's not that complicated. Or you can even write a letter to them and tell them to send you in the snail mail a copy of the application. They'll mail you a copy, and you can just simply put the postal money order right in there with it, fill it out, and mail it back to them. But basically, you file for that secure credit card. They're going to give you a $300 card, but it's going to be some money missing. They're really going to give you $225 because they're going to charge you $75. Now, a person be like, man, that's almost 25% of. Yes, it is, but it's worth it because they're going to report to Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion every month. When you take that card, say it's only $225 on that card, I would say spend about, say, $50 off that card and pay that card early, and the bill $50, and they say, oh, just send us 12. You owe them $50. Like, no, send them either 50. Try to send them $51. If they let you send 51, they're gonna give you a negative for $1, meaning they gonna owe you. All that's gonna help your credit score. If you can't send them $51, just pay the bill in full, but make sure you pay that bill early. Do not pay the bill on time. They may tell you, oh, your bill is not due until the 28th of the month. If they say it's due the 20th, you pay that bill around the 4th of the month. Or you send them half the money on the 4th of the month, then you send them the other half of the money on the 15th of the month. But the computer be like, did this person just pay 2 bills in 1 month? This is going to double his or her chances of improving that credit score. This is going to double up the time that score going to go up. So you'll see some people, that score go up in 2 weeks. I mean, in 1 month. Now, I mean, you got the Credit Karma app on your phone. You can see it. It'll wake you up every 24 hours and let you know, yo, there's a change. This thing just went up 28 points. Just went up 58 points. You know what I mean? You qualify for these cards now. Ooh, man. That's how the game go. You know what I mean? But it's like you take that secure credit card if you're on that level. If you got okay credit, you know what I mean? You basically want to pay your credit cards off or pay money on those cards. One of the things that could definitely hurt you is if you have, say you got a $100 credit card bill and you got a $100 debit store bill. Pay that, and you only could pay one bill. Pay the debit store bill first. Know what I mean? Pay that bill first. That debit store card bill is going to be hurting your credit score. Know what I mean? Now with your credit basically stays stable as long as you pay the minimum amount on the credit card. So you'd be cool with that. But you don't want that debit card hanging out on your credit report. It's going to make them scores go down like over 30 points. Know what I mean? But if you're in a position where you got your credit score, say around 650 to 700 or something like that, 720, whatever, now I mean, you can still go on Capital One and do the same thing, get another credit card. Now I mean, the thing is, you don't want to, just because you got the card, that don't mean you got to burn the money up. Now, I mean, you just want to have a card where you can show them that you can balance that account, use that account, get some gas, coffee, whatever you do, some tea, whatever, now I mean, and pay that bill off in full. Now I mean, if they tell you it's $1,000 card, you could spend $300, but I don't recommend spending $300. Just spend $50. Now I mean $100. Just show some activities instead of just buying something for $75. It's better to get your coffee for $5, some gas for $20, a pair of socks for $1, whatever. Now I mean, but the activity on it is going to make that score go up way faster. Know what I mean? You know, but it's the same thing with your business credit. Like I said, now good business credit is like 80 and 100 is perfect credit for a business. But the highest you can go in business credit is an 80 payback score. So it's not like personal or consumer credit. You can't have a 720 business credit. Now I mean, it's a different system that they use, different mathematics. They use Dun & Bradstreet, the U.S. government matrix, what have you. But on your side, the simple thing is, if you get that credit score up to an 80, which is real simple to do. Basically, you buy stuff for like, I would say like $60, at least once a month, like cleaning supplies, whatever you need. If you use ink cartridges for your printers or whatever, you know what I mean? Tools, equipment, paint, whatever. You know what I mean? You could use places that report to Dun & Bradstreet like Uline and Quill. And basically, after about 3 months, that payback score be around an 80. You'll have your business, your business or your nonprofit, for that matter, have good credit. And once you get an 80 or 90 credit score on your company, you now could go right back to Capital One. But when this asks you, do you want an individual credit card? You already got your individual credit. No, you want a business credit card. They may say, okay, well, you could get the Spark card, you could get the Ink card, the Business Ink card, the Business American Express card, whatever. But now you got decent business credit that's separate from your personal consumer credit. So even if you got messed up or okay personal credit, your company could have perfect credit. You know what I mean? And the difference is, if you personally qualify for $1,000 on a credit card, your business account will get $10,000 on that credit card. So if MasterCard or Visa give you $10,000, your company will get a credit card starting with $100,000 on it. And when you take and use less than $30,000 off that $100,000 card, it keeps on growing. You could have a credit card in your pocket that's unlimited. You could have a black credit card. You could have $1 million on one of your cards. So building that credit is important. Building that credit is a science. We need to teach it to our loved ones, friends, and family before they turn to age 18. Now, I mean, you know, so many of our youth go to college or wind up in the street. You know, they want to get their hair done, their nails done. They want some new Air Jordans or whatever, and they mess their credit up. Now I mean, and in the long run, if they would have just been patient, went to Ross and got them a nice but cheap pair of shoes or sneakers, whatever. Now I mean, you know, went to the Dollar Tree, got some makeup. Now I mean, and they saved that money and played that credit card. They like, man, I played my credit for like 2 years. And they be like, at the age of 18, I'm walking around with $50,000 to $100,000 in my pocket or purse. Now I mean, you know, let credit become your new hustle, because this is already May, but within the next 6 months, you're going to see on the front pages of newspapers and on your televisions, on the news and CNN, that there is a serious credit card epidemic jumping off in the United States of America and around the world. The Fed keep raising the interest rate. All them old credit cards you had for years, and you be like, oh, I had that card, I got $5,000, I had $2,000 on my Sears card, but I've been using it, this, that, and the other. And they looking like, oh, she, out of $10,000, she used $4,000. She used 40% of her available credit on that card. On her Sears card, she had $2,500. She used $1,000 off of that card. Each card is telling the computer, oh, she's using more than 1/3 of her available credit. She's using her cards to pay the bills. They're going to start cutting the amount on those cards while you still have them without asking you anything. It's in your terms and conditions already. Your $10,000 card will drop down to say $8,000, $5,000. And if they see you only paying the minimum and you late paying and all that, they're going to keep dropping. And it's going to have a snowball effect. And it can literally put you in a position where you can't pay your rent, you can't pay your mortgage, you can't pay for gas, you can't pay to get the tires rotated, you can't pay for the school clothes, you can't pay for the food, the electric bill, the cable bill, what have you. Know what I mean? But if you play it smart and build your credit, your personal and your business credit, you'll have that money set aside. Like I always tell you, you don't want to be like that grasshopper that hops around all in the summer looking at all the green grass, and you see that squirrel running around gathering acorns in the fall. And you be like, yo, it's acorns everywhere. Why is you working so hard? That squirrel is getting ready, because when the winter comes, you'll see the squirrel nestled up, eating his acorns, chilling with his family, you know what I mean? And you go all around and look at all that green grass, and you don't see a single blade of it. All the green grass is brown and rotten. It's covered with white freezing snow. And you be like, well, the squirrels are alive. Where are all the grasshoppers? They all froze to death because they didn't prepare. Remember our motto. It's better to have money that you don't need than to need money that you don't have. The struggle continues, family. Peace.